Been gone for a little while. Had a couple of weeks off. Been super busy at work. Going to continue to be busy at work, unfortunately, for the next week and a half or so. Had some time off, went to a cottage, whatnot. So I just haven't been around very much. Haven't streamed in a while. Haven't recorded a video in a while. And I wanted to get something out there because I feel like we need to talk about Marvel Strike Force because the game's not in a great place, and I can't even bring myself to be upset about it. And that's kind of the weirdest part. Is like I'm just feeling apathy more so than like joy or rage, which is kind of the worst thing that you could possibly feel for something like this. Let's talk about it. So the problem that I'm having with Marvel Strike Force is it's been a minute since we've had an actual game mode that felt like a game. Now, technically, you've got War and Cosmic Crucible, but War has been boring the crap out of me for a really long time. And Cosmic Crucible, honestly, the last season and a half, 2 seasons, hasn't been much better. I know a lot of people who are bored of Crucible. I know a lot of people who are bored of War. There's not a whole lot to keep this game going. We're even seeing less and less events, considering the Annihilators don't get a legitimate event, despite the fact that they said that there would be an event for them, and now there isn't. Now, I'm not mad about that. I'm not going to be raging about them because they lied to us, although I do think that that's kind of scummy because some people probably would have spent their power cores differently knowing that there wasn't going to be an event coming. The developers are trying new things, and I applaud them for trying new things. Just maybe don't try so many new things back to back to back, especially when the first 2 or 3 didn't go well. Maybe like try something new, go back to the old, and then try something new again. Take some time and think about what's happening and what it impacts your game and impacts your audience and whether or not that's the direction you want to go. But when you do this many trial of new things back to back like that, it really does leave a sour taste in your mouth because none of these trials have gone well. Now, admittedly, the Marvel Strike Force community is amazing to content creators and crappy to Scopely. Like, it's hard for Scopely to get a win. Sometimes they do, but it's pretty tough. So I get that they're in a hard place. But a lot of these were predictably bad ideas. And to do them so back to back was just an interesting choice. Now let's go back and talk about the Old Man Logan trial, right? Because I think that's where it started. Actually, you know what? Let's go back further than that. Because this game was in a bad place a year and a half ago. I'm not doing a whole lot of research on this one. This is kind of off the cuff, so bear with me. But before we got the announcement where characters would be completely farmable inside of 6 months, the game was really tough to get characters up to that level. Now, I've been max level for a while, and I've been paying for the battle passes and the strike passes for quite some time, but I've never really bought characters. I bought one character with my own money and one character with audience money, and that's it. So I've got characters or head characters that took years to get to 7 stars. Like I'm looking at the Eternals specifically. Like Icarus felt like he took literally 2 years between release to when I had him at 7 red stars. And that's way too long. But maybe 6 months isn't long enough. Like maybe it feels too easy to get characters maxed out, and so nobody's buying them anymore. And I'm not saying you should. I'm just saying maybe that's the problem we're running into. Is 6 months is such a short window that there's no FOMO to be had. So they're trying to put the FOMO back in, maybe to increase spending, but also like, I don't know about you guys, I work better with a goal. You know what I mean? Like if I have something I'm working towards, it's better for me. I feel more accomplished when I get there. I haven't felt accomplished about earning any of these characters in quite some time because I know that I've got them all 7 stars. Like I've got 7 red stars on every single character in the game that isn't dark promotional credit. I've got 7 yellow stars on every character that is farmable, except for Peter B. Parker. I think he's still coming up a little bit because you can only buy like 5 shards a day or whatever. But like essentially every character I've got maxed out to some level, right? Like maybe not gear, but whatever. I don't know if that's healthy for the game. I know that it's that instant gratification that we all want. I get that. But I don't know if it's actually healthy for the game to have every single character maxed out. When I first became an envoy, I was invited to the test server, and I was so excited for it. And I logged in one time, and I had every single character at 7 red stars, and my brain went, "Oh, we're done here. That's it. It's a hero collector game, and you've collected every single hero. And my brain shut off. And I haven't really been back to the test server more than a couple of times just to like test things out, like, you know, take a quick look at something. But I've never really done testing on there. And I think the main reason is my brain just goes, all right. Like the point of a hero collector game for me is to collect heroes. On the test server, you've got every hero. And right now in game, I've pretty much got every hero. No, I don't have Thanos, and I don't have Captain Britain. Okay, and I guess Mephisto. And that's it. Like, I've got everybody else in this game. And I'm working towards Mephisto, and Thanos will happen eventually. I'm not worried about that. Captain Britain, we have no idea what's going on there. So, I don't know. I wasn't willing to spend hundreds of dollars on this game. Not all at once, at least. Apparently, I'm willing to do it over months and months, but not all at once. Whatever. So, those are the characters that I don't have. But I'm okay with that. Like, it feels better to have something to work towards than to just have everything right away. And I feel like I'm losing touch with the Marvel Strike Force community because more and more that's what the community seems to want. They just want to have all of everything without trying for it. Now, Captain Britain's a different thing. You had to pay money for that, and I understand why people are upset at that, and I didn't spend money on that. So like I get that one. But Mephisto is a weird one where like people know what they have to do, and they know that it's a long haul to get there. So I don't see a lot of people being super pissed off about that because they're like, yeah, I'll get there eventually. It's fine. But Old Man Logan took me by surprise because the Old Man Logan event, as much as I didn't like the Stargating the first time around, the second time around when, you know, you could get access to pretty much all the characters, I think all the characters you needed were farmable, people were still really upset at that. And I found that actually to be one of the only times in recent memory that I had a challenge in game that felt doable and hard and fun. And I was like, this is great. This is exactly what I want from this game. Bring me more of this, please. And instead we just got Shattered Dimension, which I autoed every single node. Didn't try once, couldn't tell you what was on the nodes. That's not true. There was one node animation I looked up. I was talking to my wife and I looked at my phone and like 6 Quicksilvers ran in. I was like, oh, that looks kind of funny. And I put it back down. Other than that, I couldn't tell you what a single node looked like. And I just beat it. And I'm sure tomorrow I'll beat the Masters Edition or the Timed Run or whatever the heck it's called. And I'll get all the rewards and yay me, but I didn't do anything. I didn't earn them. I mean, I guess maybe by having my roster so large over the last 4 years, but I didn't do anything in game to earn those rewards. That could have been a calendar event for all I cared. Somebody, Juicy in the Envoy chat, I hope I'm not betraying anything here, pretty much just straight up said, can we get a sim button for Shattered Dimension, please? And he's 100% right. I could have saved myself like 20 minutes or something of literally just loading screens if they just let us go sim, 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 done. It makes me think of this joke that I heard, well, joke, I don't know, whatever, about golf, which is to say that the point of golf is to play as little golf as possible. And that's really true. Like that literally is the point, right? If you can get a hole in one on 18 shots, then you're, you know, Hawkeye, but you're done, right? Like you've mastered the game. That's what you're attempting to try and do every time you play in golf. But the other side of that is, if you've ever played golf, you know that it's not about playing golf. It's about hanging out with your friends. It's about having a couple of drinks. It's about hanging out on a nice day outside and having something to do. That's what golf is. And to the same extent, that's kind of what Marvel Strike Force is. Like the only thing really keeping me in this game right now is my alliance and the community. There's no gameplay to be had in this game. I don't even know if it counts as a game in the App Store. I think if you go to the Google App Store, I don't know that it's called a game anymore. I should really look that up. 1 second. All right, so it does technically call it an RPG, which is a role-playing game. So it does technically fall into that current category. The issue that I've been having recently, I mean, A, is just time. Like I've just been super busy this summer with family, with work, with other things. So I have been making less videos than regular. So I do apologize for that. And I appreciate everybody who's stuck with me on Twitch and on YouTube. Like and subscribe. So that's awesome. And honestly, you guys are what keep me going. Like my alliance mates, my friends, my community, like you guys are the reason I'm still playing this game. Because I promise you, it is not for the gameplay at this point. I wish there was more game to be had. I can remember playing this game and wanting more from it, but literally wanting more from it. Like I would finish everything I could do for the day and go, oh, I guess I'm done. And I'd put it down and I'd come back 2 hours later being like, oh yeah, Marvel Strike Force. And I'd load it up and realize, oh no, there's still nothing to do. Like I'm still done for the day, unfortunately. And I miss that feeling because now I'm the exact opposite where I log in and it feels like, oh my God, I've got so many red dots to click and so many dailies to complete and so much time to spend to do everything I need to do so that I don't let down my friends, so that I don't let down my alliance mates, so that I do get the best rewards that I can get. But it no longer feels like I'm playing a game. It feels like I'm doing a chore. And no, this is not a long-winded like goodbye video. Like this is not me quitting Marvel Strike Force. I just want it to be fun again. And I don't know how they fix that because they put themselves into a really weird position where the pendulum was way over here where it took 2 years to get a character, which is way too long. And then they swung it to like here where it's like, okay, now you can get every character unlocked in 6 months. And they realize that's way too short. That's not enough time to build anticipation. And so they're trying to swing it back and everybody is losing their mind on them. And like realistically, all they did was like this, right? Like they barely pulled it back at all. And people are upset about it. I don't personally think it's the worst idea in the world if you can't farm a character until the 4-month mark as opposed to the 3-month mark. Oh well, that doesn't upset me. That doesn't piss me off. Maybe it should. I don't know. Maybe I just don't care about the game enough anymore. Who knows? It's if it can go back to making me feel like I have to work towards a character and I feel accomplished when I get a character, I'm kind of okay with it. And I'd love to know how many of you are okay with that as well. Leave a comment down below. Like, am I way off base? Am I completely out of touch with the community? Maybe it's just the new, I don't want to say the new generation. I feel like this game is not played by kids. Maybe I'm wrong on that. Maybe the instant gratification is too strong and people don't want to get away from that. I've been thinking a lot about going back to World of Warcraft. I promise this connects. I've been thinking a lot about going back to World of Warcraft. They just released a new expansion. It looks pretty interesting. I haven't played since Cataclysm, which was like a decade ago, something along those lines. And I missed the game. I got a lot of nostalgia for it, but I'm sure it's not the same game that I remember. Even in the time that I played vanilla and none of my friends did. They were just turned off by the fact that you had to pay a membership. They couldn't understand that. And then they all started playing during Burning Crusade / Wrath of the Lich King. And I was like, cool, let me play with you. Like I stopped playing, but I started up again, played with my friends. We played a lot of Wrath of the Lich King. And it bothered me how quickly they could level up. Because they would be in Wrath of the Lich King in like 3 days or a week or something like that. And I was like, it took me like 6 months to hit max level. Like it was an accomplishment. Like when I got to max level, I can remember my guild donating me money so that I could get the epic mount. And the epic mounts back there could not fly. Like these were like just faster tigers. That was all it was. But it took like 40 gold or something, which was a lot back then. And people had to donate to you. Sorry, my alliance donated to me so I could get it as fast as possible. And so when I hit 60 and my alliance contributed to be like, hey man, congratulations, here you go. It felt so damn good. And nowadays in World of Warcraft, apparently you can get to whatever the max level is in like 15 hours. And as much as I'm like, cool, I do want to get to the new content. So if I start a new character, it's good that I can get there as fast as possible. I don't imagine that when I get there, I'm going to feel like, wow, I really earned this. So much as like, cool, I made it. I'm here. Let's keep going. And that's kind of how Marvel Strike Force feels. Is it doesn't feel like I'm earning anything at this point. I'm just collecting stuff or I'm buying stuff. That's it. Like Mephisto maybe will feel a bit more earned because it takes so long to get there. But every single one of these characters that comes out just feels like you get them guaranteed instantly. Now the Annihilators is a whole different kettle of fish where there are a lot of people who don't have a single Annihilator unlocked, let alone the team. And for the Shattered Dimension, originally you were going to need 3 of them, I think, which is even then really low because 2 of them, Annihilator and Silver Surfer, have been in the game for a long time. So all you really need is 1 character of the 3 that have been released. But even that was a bar too high for some people, and I totally get it. I'm not looking down on any of the people who got bad RNG. I happen to have some extra power cores laying around. I spent some power cores, so I've got Gore and I've got Gladiator, and I didn't pay a cent for them. Well, I played cores for them, and I pay for the battle pass, and you get cores in the battle pass. So I guess you could look at it like I spent for them. That's fair. That's fair. But mostly, I just like I stayed in the top of the arena for a long time, and that gave me a lot of power cores. Like that does work. Like that feels like the game working as intended. I still think this is an awful release method. I don't think this is building anticipation or FOMO. I think what this is doing is preying on gambling habits, because the only way to get these characters is dumb luck. Sure, you can be higher up in the arena and you'll get more chances at dumb luck. I guess that's a thing, but does that feel like skill? Not really. Even though skill is involved to get to the top of the arena, it doesn't feel like skill when the orbs, like you can open 20 of them and get no shards for the character you're looking for. That doesn't feel good. That's not a good release method. It was okay with me when it was a supplementary release method. Like they were going to have a free event and then they give you this one as like a, here you go, add to your collection. I was like, that's a cool idea. I like that, because you can generally get to 3 stars with these release methods. And if this is going to be a way to potentially get to 4 stars, cool, sign me up. And these orbs stick around for a long time. Like I think the event goes on for like a month or something like that. Sounds good to me. You change the way your arena works, so I get more power cores every single day for being higher up. Fantastic. I love it. Let's do this. And then they took the free event away so that this is the only way to get those characters. And that feels awful. Even though I've got the characters, it doesn't feel good. You get all those orbs, you crack them open, and you see a bunch of gear you couldn't possibly need. Well, at my level at least, at the high end, you get a bunch of gear you couldn't possibly need, Silver Surfer shards, and maybe if you're lucky, 1 to 3 shards for whatever character you're hoping for. I don't know. It feels like they took an event, made it a month long, and gave you crappy rewards. Why not take the event, make it 7 days long, and give you decent rewards? Or give the free-to-play event that you said you were going to give and have this be a supplementary thing, and then who cares? Like, I could easily have defended these orbs, even as bad as they were, if it was just free crap on top of what you already thought you were going to get. Because if you're already going to get a 3-star Gore, Gladiator, and Thanos from the free-to-play events, and these were just ways of getting a little bit of extra on top, sure, give me all the candy sprinkles you can. It sounds wonderful. But when the candy sprinkles make up the meal, it's going to leave people upset. It's going to leave people pissed off. And that's what's happening right now. You can't fill up on candy sprinkles. You can't look at that and tell me that's a well-balanced meal. I'm taking this to the extreme that I could possibly take it, apparently, with these candy sprinkled things. But it's how it feels. It's how it feels, where they give you like 1 or 2 and you're supposed to say, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Congratulations. No, fuck you. Like, what are you talking about? No, it's ridiculous. I don't know. I feel like I've gone on for a while here and I haven't really said a whole lot, and I apologize for that. I'll have to edit this down, I guess, and take some of this nonsense out. But at the end of the day, I think I'm feeling burned. This sounds so depressive and like edgelordy. I think I'm feeling burnt out in life, and that's really coming across in Marvel Strike Force. Like, instead of this being a fun game that's taking me out of my funk, it is just another thing putting me in a funk. And that's not cool. So am I done with Marvel Strike Force? Absolutely not. Not yet, at least. I'm still enjoying I still want to enjoy the game. I still love the community. I feel like the first time that I stream and get back on that horse, it'll just be like that wave of like, oh yes, this feels good. But right here, right now, it is hard to want to get back on and just like stream another war attack. Wonder what's good into this team. Oh, right. The exact same thing that was good into this team last week. I don't know. I guess when it comes right down to it, there's no game in Marvel Strike Force right now that I legitimately want to play. Dark Dimension 7 is fine. I can do that once a day. Cosmic Crucible, I have been falling out of love with. War, I'm completely bored with. Blitz is not a game mode. Real-time Arena, I haven't touched in months, if not years. Shadow Dimension was not an event. Arena's okay. Arena's okay. It's turning into more and more of a mirror match, which is not the way that I like my arena. I liked the arena better when there was a bit of a rock, paper, scissors to it. But nowadays it feels very solved. Like if you have this team built up, you're good. And if you don't, you're not. Simple as that. I don't want to be done with Marvel Strike Force. I do want to do other things with my time. I think that's the biggest issue. Is I wish that I could keep my teams big enough so that if something good comes out, I'm strong enough to handle it and play it, while also not having to dedicate all of my free time to a cell phone game where I'm basically just hitting auto over and over and over again. I really want you to bring back something like an Old Man Logan trial. That was honestly the most fun I've had with this game in a while. And I know there's people who are going to be pissed off with me for saying that because they thought it was too hard or it was ridiculous. They had to retry the nodes or whatever your complaints are. Stargating, whatever. I get it. I'm not immune to your arguments. I personally, Mongooli, had fun with it. And that's what I'm looking for in this game. And that's why you're going to see me start playing other games as well as Marvel Strike Force, because I just want to have fun gaming again. So I hope you'll stick with me on that ride. I hope you come and hang out. I will be streaming Marvel Strike Force still. I will be making videos for Marvel Strike Force once my work life starts calming down a little bit. But I'm going to make some other videos too. And I hope that you have patience with me while I try and figure out what else I want to do with this channel, with life. All right, if you made it this far in the video, I greatly appreciate you. Let's end this on a happy note, because on October 4th, we're going to be celebrating my anniversary bash, my second anniversary bash. Now, what that means is it's going to be my 42nd year on this planet, my second year on YouTube, and my first anniversary of being a Twitch streamer. All of that wrapped into one, and we're going to have a party, and how we're going to celebrate is we're going to have a charity event for the Alzheimer's Society of Canada. Now, if you don't know what that means, is essentially I'm going to be doing everything I can to try and get you to donate money to that charity cause. Now, I'm not taking any money of that stream. Every single cent that I get is going to go towards that charity cause. Now, what I say by that is, if you subscribe to me, I'm donating that money. If you watch an ad, I'm donating that money. If you donate money, I'm donating that money. I don't know how much more clear to make it. I'm not going to make a cent on this, and I'm going to do some pretty stupid stuff. Now, if you want to get the full details, you can head over to my Discord. The link is down below, and you can follow over there. Maybe give me some ideas. Say like, yeah, I'd really like to see that, or no, that's a bridge too far. You shouldn't do that. Whatever you want to do, let me know within reason. We might just see it happen live on stream. Now, everything I'm going to be doing is going to be having a money requirement. Now, if you don't want to donate, totally understand. Just sit back and enjoy the show. Hopefully others will donate and it'll get really, really silly. Some of the things we're talking about doing would be like karaoke, maple syrup shots, hot peppers. We also have certain games that I'll play depending on what kind of things we get going on. Maybe I'll draw your name on my head. Maybe I'll draw a tattoo of some kind. Maybe we'll do... I'm going to shave the beard at some point. Like, you can buy strips of beard and tell me which strip to shave off. And I'm not going to shave between now and October 4th. So it's going to get nice and bushy. And then you can be like, nah, shave off like this exact strip or whatever you want to do. Head over to the Discord, see if there's something that interests you, see if there's something there that I could do that I haven't written down. Let me know what it is. Maybe we can make this event even better. My goal is to hit about $2,000, which I realize is an incredibly lofty goal. And I really hope you'll all help me out with this, because I think this is an absolutely wonderful cause. My grandfather suffered from Alzheimer's, and unfortunately, it is a genetic disease. So as my father gets older, I'm getting pretty nervous for him. And eventually, I guess I'll have to start worrying about myself as well. So this is one that hits really close to home for me. I will do an absolutely proper video for this at some point where I'm going to really let people know that this is coming. I want to make sure that the word gets out on this as much as humanly possible, but I do want to let you guys know early and often so that you can know this is coming up. Maybe save up a little bit, maybe get the word out, maybe tell your alliance mates, maybe tell your Discord, whatever you've got. Let's get this out. Let's make this a big charity event. Let's raise a lot of money for a good cause. We'll see you on October 4th. All right, enough of this. I'm gonna go play some Hollow Knight. Game's fun.